Hello, everybody. So this short little review here is for discussing our final project and, of course, some final notes and reminders for your presentation and poster assignment. Now, other than the short little poster screencast that I prepared for this week, the poster info can be found in week 2. So that's where you'll find the poster templates, different poster examples, and the poster assignment scoring rubric. That poster assignment scoring rubric is also at the end of the week 2 screencast. So for your review here, the poster assignment scoring rubric, you're going to create a poster to illustrate your intro methods and statistical analyses section of your final project. For your presentation, if you recall back to week 2, I did a presentation example. So you're going to take 8 to 10 minutes to basically practice your introduction, methods, and your statistical analysis. Obviously, you're not going to have a results section or a discussion section, but you're going to be discussing or presenting what you will be doing. Now, your poster and presentation are due in a couple weeks in week number 9. So that's coming up here pretty quickly. So hopefully you are plugging away at that and let me know if you have any questions. Now, your final project, which is the paper, that's due week 14, the last week of the term here. So it comes after Thanksgiving week. So that's kind of a good time period. There's not going to be any screencasts, a good time period to do any final adjustments that you need to do. For your final project, you're going to write an introduction and methods section for an epidemiologic study. The introduction should be 2 to 3 paragraphs. Sometimes a 4th paragraph is okay. Look at some of the different paper examples that I've presented in class. Look at any example that you might be aware of. Because a lot of times what you're doing in your introduction is you're first highlighting that there's a problem. Then you're talking about maybe what has been done previously in the next paragraph and highlighting where there are limitations in the knowledge. And then in the 3rd paragraph or 4th, that is your paragraph where you are describing the purpose of the study or presenting your hypothesis also. The methods section that comes next, that is your recipe. So some different topic sections that you can include subjects in the setting, procedures and measures, and data collection. Now, you do not need to do a statistical analysis section per se because you're not doing the actual work, but you should write somewhere about what potential statistics you would be using. So that's the statistical relationships. What are you wanting to explore? Are you exploring prevalence? If you're doing prevalence, then you're doing proportions, right? Percentages. You could also potentially be using a prevalence odds ratio. If you're doing incidence, are you just reporting rates? What type of rates are you going to be calculating? Is this a cohort or case control study? If it's cohort, are you going to be utilizing a ROC curve? Is this going to be relative risk, aka risk ratio? Or do you see the need for regression and doing an odds ratio? Case control definitely is going to be odds ratio. What other relationships might you be looking at? Would you want to report demographic data in means plus standard deviations? Final part, include references. So reference section, my recommendation is to use the AMA format. There's an example down below. How you present the authors, the title, italicizing the journal, and then the year, volume and issue, and the pages. If you ever have a question about how to do something in AMA format, you can always go to PubMed, put in the article, and they can provide you that reference too. Grading, 25 points, 5 points for grammar, spelling, and punctuation, 5 points for a well-developed introduction, 5 points for superscripting reference numbers and having a reference section, and 10 points for fully describing your methodology. There is a final project example in this week, and so you can always take a look at that for some guidance. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me.